Hello there, Taurus. My name's Frankie, and I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, medium, and an empath. And this reading's going to be for Taurus for June of 2017. And what I've done for us is I've pulled 4 cards for the month. I'm going to use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view of the month, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together. Now, these are general readings, so I advise that you look at your moon sign and your rising sign, because that'll give you a lot more information. And when that's all put together, if one doesn't resonate with you, when you put them all together, it normally will. Now, I'm not an astrologer, so I looked up the astrology portion for us for the month, and it's going to be in our second house, and that's all of our financial affairs, our abilities to earn money, your ability to raise needed funds, gifts, bonuses, profits, buying and selling, all of like your possessions, anything that you own, your possessions. What else did it say in there? It's also the house of personal liberty, because some people equate money with personal liberty. So there you go. If you want to know more astrology stuff, I go look at Veroush, Veroosh. She does astrology, and she simplifies it that people like me can understand it, because I obviously can't understand it. Well, now because I'm an empath, I have a speech pattern that I speak as if I'm you. So all of us Tauruses are now named Frankie for the month of June. And Spirit's given us a few words before I start this reading, and they are synthesis and commitment and grace and beauty. It looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting month for us, Taurus. I'm not kidding. These are the way these cards shaped up and the meaning off of them. I was like, First, I wasn't quite sure what to think about it, but our bottom card for the overall view of the month is the 7 of Cups here. And that's the card of the pie in the sky daydreamer. All these wonderful things, and I'm living out there in fantasy land trying to think of which one to create, or too many things to create, that this will come down in different areas of our lives for each one of us, so if this was like, I'm going to go out on a creative endeavor, right? And I'm going to be an entrepreneur, let's say. My brain would be all over the place, and I don't know which one I create. What do I pick? I'm so creative. It's kind of that kind of thinking, and we're Tauruses. Our feet are on the ground. We're pretty down to earth when it comes to money things, or if it was in a relationship, maybe we're going to get married, or we're already in a partnership, we're already married, because it will come down in different areas. It'll be like, well, if my husband takes this job, we could buy this and this and this and this. But here's the thing. When we get this 7 of Cups for this overall view, right, and we're being the kid in the candy store with 1 penny, and there's just so much candy to choose from, we'd have to know in our heart that if we sit ourselves down, because we are Taurus, we have common sense, we sit down and focus on 1 or 2 of these cups and what we choose to fill it with, right? We have capacity to do that with focus, committed focus. Remember our word, committed focus. This is tons and tons of creative ideas on, maybe it is just in the second house, our money issues or whatever. creative ideas on how we could refinance that or get a loan for this or figure it all together and pay off all of our bills, you know. Focus, commitment, each one of these cups. Pick one or two, Taurus. That's what they're saying to us. Pick one or two. I'm going to choose one or two. I am going to, like, I am going to magnify my vision on these one or two choices. So, committed focus, blending of the vision together, spirit and earth plane, blending of the vision together. They're saying, and then once we find it, right, singular focus on that vision. So actually daydreaming is excellent. They're telling us that we have the capacity this month, right, to kind of conjure up anything we want out of this card here. We have capacity, we have ability. I wouldn't want to fall for any get-rich-quick schemes here, but remember we have the word grace also. And so that means we can step into the flow of grace, and with this committed vision, right, to how we're going to move forward. So if this is in a relationship, we're not going to do the pie in the sky forever because we have 7 visions there. Which one do we choose? Maybe we have a bunch of partners that we're dating or we're thinking we're in love with. Imagine what life would be like with each one and pick one or two, and then we can make a focused choice in a little bit. If it's jobs, maybe we put in applications all over the place, and now we gotta like stop, stand back and think, okay, that one's not going to pay as much money, but in the long run I get more benefits and I get raises and there's chance for a promotion, and this other one's going to give me more money up front, but where am I going to go? I'm saying it like that because our next card is the Two of Swords, which Aries also got, and this is a card about having to make choices and having to make them with mental means. Twos are always about choice, but if you notice, she has her eyes blindfolded. So when I see that blindfold, it's telling me I don't want to take off the blindfold. I don't want to make the choice. I may know that, you know, I may know what's going on around me, but I don't want to pull this blindfold off, or I feel like my options are limited or I'm being forced, you know, into a situation. So it's kind of like a denial card in that manner. And only thing I ever think of is the married couple that everybody sees them out and thinks, wished I had that kind of life, you know, and then go home and they don't even speak to each other. You know, so really the marriage was over or the relationship was over. Everybody else thinks it's okay, but nobody wants to make the choice to stop it. But when you get this card, the choice will be made kind of for you, should you choose not to take off the blindfold and make the choice yourself. So I always think better to put the power in our own hands and make the choice. It's kind of the same as our overall thing for the month. Here's all these wonderful ideas, you know. Be careful to keep them wonderful ideas. That Spirit just said, do not interject negative thoughts into any of these cups. That's kind of that, be careful what you pray for because you'll get it. So don't put negative thoughts. Don't do the what if real strong if anything negative is in those cups. Make the choice, pull off the blindfold. Always think of this as the Band-Aid theory. Either you pull the Band-Aid off a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, or you just go and it's over, ouch, at one time. When we get this card, it means we know there's a choice that we have to make. Let's say it's financial choice, because these are second house issues. We have to consolidate our budget. We have our partner is not on the same brain thing as we are, and maybe he or she's denying that we got to do these things to be consistent, get ourselves secure, you know, maybe sell off some stuff if we have too much stuff, because to make that security, but we don't want to have to do it. But it's really better if we pull the blindfold off, make those choices so we're not closing our eyes to it or turning our back to it if this is something that we need, because when we make the choice, we step into grace. Step into the flow of grace and source God, whatever you want to talk about, or, and keep a positive focus and eat in all these cups and just pick one or two, make the choice, and the next card is work towards it, Taurus. Well, that's what they're telling us. If I can get it out from under the computer, they're saying work towards it. This is the Eight of Pentacles, and Pentacles to me are money, always. I guess they're earth plane resources, but right now, with this card, it'd be a skill that could make me money. So the card actually entails maybe I'm adding a new skill to the other skills that I have, or I am taking the other skills I have and converting them into a different form, right? All these pentacles up here are perfected, so he's got his master little template there, right? And down here he has one under his elbow, and this one's going to be just as perfect as that one is. So either I'm adding a skill, maybe I went back to school to make it more viable, make that choice, for whatever the job is or whatever, keep my committed focus, and I'm going to produce myself or bring myself forward, is what they're saying, in a new form that is very viable financially. Now, when we have this card, we have worked very hard to get here. Very hard. Now we're adding to it. Maybe, let's say, we worked for a corporation, and then we decided we're going to open up our own consulting business because we've been making all this money for this corporation. Why shouldn't we just go into business for ourselves? Blend. Remember that synthesis word? Blending those skills together to create like a new form that's going to benefit me financially. So if I think about this card, I think the best thing I could do would be to enhance the value of my service. So if this is about money, finances, possessions, what can I do to consolidate myself and advance myself, right? And that's the way they're talking about it. I have a lot of skills. Maybe they're valuable in a different form, or maybe if I add one or two things to them, I will, it's finances. I'm going to get good money out of it. Good money. Maybe I had tools of the trade. Let's say I'm a worker and I worked in woodworking or a furniture factory. Maybe now I'm going to go create unique furniture of my own. Why I'm saying that, I have absolutely no clue, but it's just an example. And I had to go back to school to learn the business portion. But I'm going to go out and create unique, one of a kind, one cup, a couple choices, one of the kind that's going to benefit me financially when I make that commitment and the choice. All right, because what I get is the Ace of Pentacles, and that is an excellent card. Now, I don't believe these cards are going to go week by week. I believe this is going to blend in and out through the month, Perhaps it'll start towards the end of May and just continue on in June. But I get this Ace of Pentacles, which is a really good idea, a fresh start that's going to bring me money. Now, this Ace is a 1, and this Ace is the beginning. I've planted the seeds of a cash crop, is what they're saying. I've planted the seeds of a cash crop. And they're coming back to that word, commitment, right? And beauty. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this rose. Look at this money coming right from the source. Because I made a commitment to focus, right? Focus maybe on my income, maybe bringing more in, because there's other things I want to do down the line. But they're saying, right, Ace is fresh new beginning. Maybe I have to add a skill to the old skills I have to get this fresh beginning, but I'm going to get it because the next card is the 10 of Wands. So I don't know, this dude looks a little overloaded. So maybe some of us are carrying the biggest portion of burden, let's say in our partnerships or our marriage. Or maybe we're carrying the biggest portion, right, in our forward momentum too. Now, if we get, this is a 1, 2, a 1, like this one is. 10s are 1s. So this is the end sometimes of carrying that heavy load, right? And sometimes it is a load that we are undertaking, knowing it's going to be tough, because but we have the energy, the capacity, and the skill set in order to take on this load if it is a new beginning, right? So maybe our new work, trying to get caught up to or used to it, is just like overwhelming, you know, but we have this new skill set now. Whatever it is, it'll fall into different area of life for each one of us, you know. So with that too, they're going to say don't spend any extra money, like don't do something unnecessary expense, because this looks like a build up, you know, whether I'm making a choice about the marriage partner that might benefit me more. Who knows? They have more money, you know. I don't know. We're all individuals. But also with this card, this can be a card of maybe I'm taking on too much of a load or too much of a burden. So it can be a card of delegating responsibility. Maybe at home my husband or wife doesn't help at all. I do all the cooking, cleaning, everything, and a job. Finally my eyeballs pop open and think, I can't go do what I want to do to concentrate on this, you know, which dream it is, pie in the sky here, you know, if I'm holding down the fort for everybody, right? So this would be the card then of distributing the load. Maybe my coworker is handing me their work and saying, hey, guess what, Taurus, I can't finish this, and the boss says it has to be done and throws it on our desk, and they go home early, and we're stuck again. That wasn't our job, it was theirs. So we delegate the responsibility. Maybe we say to the boss, I'm tired of her or him throwing their stuff on my desk and running out. Or just not completing things, and I'm going to pick up their portion and it's not finished in a timely manner. Then we delegate. It could be the husband or wife at home. Every single Saturday I'm washing clothes. Why don't you help? You know, delegating. Why am I the one cleaning house all day on my day off? Each of us only have a day off. This can be the card of carrying the burdens for others too. So if the burden is too heavy, right, depending on our situation, because we're all individuals, if this burden is too heavy, right, then we need to distribute it or delegate it, or because this is the good thing about if it is the burden we're carrying, if it goes along with our Ace of Pentacles here, like the fresh new beginning, it's one we want to carry for a period of time. If it goes any other way, it means that we are strong enough within ourselves. Remember, we're doing that committed focus to turn around and look at the others around us that are not taking their portion or their responsibility, and to kind of hand it right back to them. That could be a lot of this decision process that we're doing here too. This swords cut both ways. A lot of times if it's going to interfere, you know, greatly enough, and we pull off this blindfold, we can cut something loose. That could be our decision or choice too. I'm cutting this loose. No longer serves that which I'm moving forward to, right? Because I'm moving into that state of grace, and I want that flow. So if it's a relationship that's hampering me, I may cut it off. If it's a couple relationships, right, in my little Seven of Cups here, I may decide which one it is I choose. Or a couple of jobs, which one do I choose? Or my job's too overwhelming. I'm just going to move forward with this. I'm going to blend it together. I'm going to move forward. But the end result is, I really believe, because we have the Pentacles in here and that too many creative things going on here, I think this is going to be a money month for us, or a month that means if we need some kind of funds or something, if we make committed focus to, you know, towards getting them, that they are going to be available to us, or there's a way. We'll have to make that hard choice that we can't be in denial about, you know, and if this load is not for that wonderful new fresh start, because tens are the end, you know, this is like pick the final dust bunny up off the floor and throw it in the garbage. The house was cleaned with the 9, you know. If that's what it means, we're going to lay it down. If it's a fresh new start that's financial, it really looks financial with those 2 pentacles, the way they are, and the choice, and then that the bubble gum in the candy store card here, you know. Once we focus, we're going to step into the flow of grace, and it's going to be, if we do it appropriately, keep out that negative thought form going on around it, or don't spend unwisely, you know. They're saying don't get anything I don't really need, you know, basically. So don't go running out and buying, I don't know even how to say it, a great big vacation package while I'm working on this thing here and waste that money, you know, for right now. Don't know why they're telling us that, but they're telling us to be real clear about that. You know, where I spend, what I do, don't waste it. It's all about bringing it forward. Whoops. Sorry, I flipped the angel right on his little head there. Let's see what our angel card here is. It's a blessing in disguise, Taurus. I can't get the glare off of there for you. Sorry. It just won't come off. It's a really, I don't know what's happening, because we have that 2 of Swords, and that can be the denial and the pretending that we're coming out of, you know. Blessing in disguise. There's money in it for us, Taurus. We'll go for it. It says, well, I can't read this one. It says, what appears to be a problem actually is part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the very best way. They're saying we're going to step into the flow of grace there. When you do that, everything's get better. It actually does. And I believe there's help for it too, because our other word is sisterhood, brotherhood, and so that means that others can, if we need help, like maybe to make this choice with the Two of Swords, or to make the choice with our Seven of Cups, ask Spirit, or ask someone that I trust, you know, that can help me move forward. It says the angel sent you this card to help you recognize the blessing in the midst of an apparent challenge. What I think this is our challenge. That and that Ten of Wands. What do we want that to mean to us? This Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands. What you've appeared to have lost needed to fall away and will be replaced with something better. Have no fear for your future, but continue praying and following the guidance that comes to you through repetitive feelings, thoughts, visions, and words. And I'm going to say committed focus. Don't go off like the kid in the candy store. It says, one door closes, another one opens. The howl's up to God with respect to the best way to answer prayers. Release the need to control and predict the outcome to this situation and trust. Trust. This is 7 cups. We wouldn't have 7 cups if God didn't give us 7 ideas. So on this choice, when we make it, right, make sure that you're stepping into the flow of grace for this month. Committed, focused to the very best that Spirit has led me towards. Okay? Well, Taurus, that's our reading for June, and I want to tell all of you thank you for all your likes and shares and subscribes and the comments. I don't get to write back often, but I read each and every one of them, and I really appreciate them. And to anybody who wants to know more about me, all the information's on the website down below. And anyone who wants to schedule an appointment with me, all the information's there that you need to do that. And for all of you I've met through doing these YouTube readings over this past little over a year now, for everybody that I've met through doing this, and all of the people I've met through doing readings for 28 years, I want to tell each and every one of you it was an honor and a privilege to serve you. Thank you very much. And Taurus, hopefully I will see you here next month. Bye-bye.